All right, guys, we only have one speech to change. Only have one speech, but we're going to show a video after this. So let's be quiet. If you're coming in, just come in quietly. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. DA.
It's my pleasure to introduce today's senior speaker, Steve.
Imagine a pudgy 11-year-old Asian kid with a bowl cut. His friends call him Tapes for some reason, and he's inexplicably breathing audibly out of his mouth. You just had the pleasure of introducing yourself to 5th grade Stephen Lee. I remember one day on our Echo Hill camping trip in lower school, my group was supposed to climb this 40-foot tree. Everyone was excited to participate and zip line down after they were done. I was afraid of heights and pretty much obese. I watched as one by one my friends climbed up with relative ease, some with blindfolds on and some with their hands tied together. I was left, palms clammy, bladder brimming, to await my turn to face death. I wasn't surprised by how difficult it was to pull myself up as I left the comfort of the ground. Panting and drenched in sweat, I eventually made my way up to the halfway point when our counselor yelled, "This is where you can push off the tree and it'll be like you're flying. I'll keep the rope from letting you fall off." And my survival instinct kicked in. Nah, I'm good. As I ponderously continued my way up this Burj Khalifa of an oak, I felt my arms and legs were starting to fall off. The footholds seemed to move farther and farther away every move I made, but I was determined to make it all the way up. When I finally stepped onto the wooden platform at the top, I was mortified by how close the ground looked from where I stood. Another counselor was waiting for the kids at the top, and he congratulated me. "I think you worked the hardest today out of everyone here. You should be proud of yourself." I was livid. If I wasn't half his weight or about to pass out from exhaustion, I might have punched him in the face. What was I supposed to be proud of? Being the least athletic kid to climb a tree? Well, it was probably a good experience in the outdoors, right? Nope. I thought I would have had a better experience just walking around and admiring the plants and the birds that I didn't even notice because I was too worried about getting to the top of this tree. So why did I do it? Irrational ambition and incessant try-hardness were inextricably tied to my character. It was Gilman and its culture of excellence, in part, that gave me that quality. Every other Thursday night, I'd be up till midnight studying for a vocab quiz in Mr. Zander's homeroom, worth probably less than 1% of my grade. Every other Monday morning, I'd be squaring up with Mr. X because I got a 99 when John Miragakis got 100. But I don't think that even a school as impressive as Gilman would support an 11-year-old kid staying up past his bedtime just to study for a minor quiz. The nature of my family definitely played a significant role as well. With parents who came from poor families in China and built a life in the U.S., and a brother, 7 years my senior at Gilman, who had a name as cool as Yan Bo Lee, painted like he was born with a palette in his hand, and was beloved by his classmates and teachers, I aspired to live up to my perceived expectation that I had to be like them. Working hard on my academics was my way of making that happen. In doing so, I think I sacrificed part of my childhood, taking away my focus from simply enjoying being a kid in elementary school. When I left Gilman, however, that all changed. I went to Ridgely Middle School, which was walking distance from my house. I assumed that I'd be offered a spot at Gilman in high school, so I stopped caring nearly as much about academics. I wanted to do everything I could just to enjoy my time there. I saw it as a pause in my life. I only did the homework that I thought was interesting and spent more time making friends around my neighborhood. I got more B's than A's and more C's than A+, and I was extremely active on Kik Messenger. I dedicated more of my time playing saxophone and playing basketball with my neighbors. I even made a little wood shop in my basement where I'd mess around sometimes after school. During this time, I built lasting friendships that I valued, got better at doing the things that I love, and most importantly, I learned to enjoy myself. Able to set aside my aspiration for being academically excellent, or to be like my brother, I slowed down to look around and notice the great people around me and the fun that could be had in my community. Then came 2015, and I was ready to go back to Gilman and start high school. I was a bit apprehensive stepping on campus again. All I knew for sure was that I was going to be going to college after 4 years. I was like Nick Wilnagera asking a question in assembly. I knew the point that I was trying to get to, but I didn't really know how to get there. Shocked into the environment of academic rigor again, my tunnel vision came back to me. And all I cared about was excelling in school and getting into a good college. I made sure to keep my grades up and sign up for a bunch of clubs. That's how I spent all my time. When I finally made it to the college application process junior year, I was happy with what I'd accomplished, and I thought I'd made for a pretty competitive applicant. As I got started on my college application and filling out my activity sections, which is where you list off your extracurriculars and essentially what you spend your time doing in high school, I was discouraged to notice that I hadn't really fully enjoyed or put my heart into most of the things that I was writing down. I came to the tragic realization that I'd spent the past 3 years padding a resume, blindly pursuing one goal. I felt like I was failing myself, and I needed to change. So I decided to spend the remainder of my time here incorporating my middle school outlook into my life at Gilman. Most of you probably know that the second semester junior year isn't really the best time to lay off the college grind, but I digress. For this reason, some of you may know me as the kid who's in a bunch of clubs and music groups and gets pretty good grades. Others may know me as the kid who procrastinates, fools around a little too much in class, and texts group chats in the middle of the night to ask about the topics of the quiz that we're having the next morning. Others may know me as both. I think I ultimately found a pretty good balance between the two, more or less maintaining my grades from sophomore year while taking on roles on campus that I was truly passionate about, exploring the opportunities that Gilman has to offer, and building strong friendships that I will continue to value years from now. Now here I am, a senior with less than 70 or 60 days left, and a little piece of advice for you all. Don't let your aspirations of going to your dream college keep you from enjoying your time at school. Don't let your ambition of playing on the starting lineup of your team keep you from bonding with your teammates. Don't let that effort that you put into getting your girl's number at a party keep you from having a good time with your friends. I think Theodore Roosevelt encapsulated the spirit of my speech eloquently when he said, "Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground." Freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, make sure that your time here doesn't get away from you as you pursue your goals. Seniors, cherish the memories you've made here as you embark on your next frontier. So faculty, students, Mr. Spythe, Mr. Hubeck, Mom, Yanbo, try not to get lost in the struggle of your climb. Don't forget to take a look at the plants and the birds that surround you. Thank you.
First, if you signed up for the chemistry exam for the chemistry Olympics, exam is tomorrow.
together this video, kind of get everyone's side.
Don't fight the north or the south. Fight every battle, everywhere. Always. In your mind. Centuries our families fought together against their common enemy, despite their differences. Together, we need to do the same if we're going to survive. Because the enemy is real. It's always been real.
When the snows fall and the white winds blow, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives.
Thank you to everybody who came out yesterday. We got a huge win. Big boost for you guys. Tomorrow we play Hill Academy from Ontario, Canada. They're ranked number 3 in North America, so they're very, very, very good. They are every year.
your order, Jordan?